Welcome to another episode of our favorite new horror trailers, the best of what dropped last month. This month brings us an over-the-top horror comedy with snowman-like creatures, and also a trip back to Silent Hill. As always, everything we cover is linked below. Now, on with the trailers. First up, we have The Creeps. Two American teenagers prepare to celebrate Monster Fest at a Finnish ski resort, but things get overrun by small creatures. I didn't recognize any of the actors in the film, but the movie seemingly has a large cameo by Christopher Lambert, who most of you probably know from the Highlander films, but I personally love him from the 1995 Mortal Kombat. The Creeps is out now in the UK, but here in the US it doesn't have a release date, it just says sometime in 2026. This movie looks downright fun. It's definitely over the top and it's definitely ridiculous, but I'm here for it. The movie kind of reminded me of Jack Frost, which if you haven't seen my 13 horror movies to watch for Christmas, go check it out because Jack Frost is on there and that movie rocks. This movie is definitely more action-packed, but it's still a horror movie with comedy and explosions. But we also have these little snowman-like creatures apparently attacking people, and they need to stop the creeps from destroying Monster Fest or this ski resort. The other interesting cameo is they have the car from the Knight Rider show. When I was looking at the cast, it actually has the original voice actor that does the voice of the car, which is called Kit, voiced by William Daniels, Mr. Feeney himself. So it's pretty wild that not only they got Christopher Lambert to cameo, but somehow they have the rights to put the Knight Rider car in there and then got Mr. Feeney himself to come and do the voice. It's just crazy to me. Not only that, but for me personally, I think these little snowman creatures are kind of cute looking, even though they're evil and they're trying to kill people. It looks like they come out of some kind of snowman cocoon of some sort, and that thing is adorable looking. And then when they come out, they're kind of evil looking, but they're still kind of cute in a way. I'm hoping that this movie can be another fun Christmas horror movie to watch around the holidays. But what do you think of this movie? Do you like action and comedy in your horror films, or do you think this is just a little too over the top, a little too ridiculous? What do you think of these little creep snowman guys? Do you find them cute like I do? And what do you think of Christopher Lambert just being a badass in this movie? Let me know. But I cannot wait to check out this movie. It looks like it's going to be a fun, entertaining ride. And lastly, we have Return to Silent Hill. When a mysterious letter calls him back to Silent Hill in search of his lost love, James finds a once recognizable town and encounters terrifying figures, both familiar and new, and begins to question his own sanity. Return to Silent Hill is directed by Christopher Gaines, who also directed the 2006 Silent Hill. As lead James Sunderland, we have Jeremy Irvine, who you might remember from Baghead and The Woman in Black 2. Hannah Emily Anderson also stars, and you might remember her from Jigsaw, aka Saw 8. Return to Silent Hill releases January 23rd. So there's been a few teaser trailers that have come out for this film, but I don't recall there ever being a full-fledged official trailer. So everything that I saw was like little 30-second things, and I just never thought it was anything substantial to talk about here on the channel. But I must say I was excited to see this movie regardless because of the fact that it's a Silent Hill movie. But seeing the little 30-second teasers that they've put out here and there, nothing really ever wowed me. And now seeing this official trailer, I'm kind of a little bit more excited to see this than I already was. I personally never played the original Silent Hill 2 when it came out on the PlayStation or whatnot. I played it years and years later when they re-released it on the Xbox 360, but I never actually finished the game. I think I found out later that that release was actually really buggy and glitchy, so maybe that's why. I don't know. But I did play through the newly released Silent Hill 2 remaster, and I loved the game. I thought it was great. So now this new movie's coming out and it's based on the Silent Hill 2 game. I will say though, there are two things about this movie that has me a little skeptical. The first one obviously being because this is based off the Silent Hill 2 video game. The video game took me about 13 or 14 hours to complete, and that's me playing through it for my first time and not knowing what the hell I'm doing. 13, 14 hours. I'm sure if you knew what you were doing and you played through it again, it's probably more like maybe 10 hours. In this movie, the runtime is listed as an hour and 42 minutes. So you're condensing roughly 10 hours of gameplay into an hour and 42 minutes. I'm really curious how much they're going to cut out of the game to fit this all into a movie. That being said, though, there is a lot of stuff in this trailer that's ripped right from the game. So they really are hitting a lot of the major beats. I just hope the movie doesn't feel rushed. Like all of a sudden we're going from this location to that location to this location to that location, and then bam, the movie's over, just so they could fit everything into the movie. There's gonna have to be something cut out. There's that part of me that has me concerned, but maybe the stuff that they do cut out doesn't really matter that much. I don't know. The second thing is the fact that this movie is coming out in January. And if you know anything about the movie industry, January apparently is where movies go to die. A lot of horror films that the studios don't feel are that well made or are going to do very well box office wise, they seem to always dump them into a January slot. So I did a quick little Google search for January horror movie releases, and the two that stuck out to me right off the bat are The Devil Inside from 2012 and The Bye Bye Man from 2017, both of which are awful. I will say though, The Bye Bye Man is almost so bad it's good quality. The things that do have me hopeful though, the fact that Christopher Gaines is back. He directed the 2006 Silent Hill, which was a great movie in my opinion. The sequel is eh. The other thing that I think is really awesome about this film is that the original composer of Silent Hill 2, Akira Yamaoka, is doing the score for this movie. There's also a part of me that kind of wonders if they just took the music from the game and are putting it right into the movie. Like he didn't come in and do any additional writing or recording or anything like that. They just took his tracks and put it right in the movie. I don't know. But what do you guys think? Do you think this movie looks good? Do you think it's remaining pretty faithful to the Silent Hill 2 game? Are you afraid there's going to be things they're going to cut out? Let me know. I'm hopeful that this is going to be good. But like I said, I have those two concerns. So hopefully this turns out to be a great video game adaptation and not another disappointment in the giant pile of disappointing video game movies. That is all we have this month. This month was a little slow for horror movie trailers, but what do you guys think of The Creeps? What do you guys think of Return to Silent Hill? Let me know in the comments. Let's chat about it. But before you go though, would you kindly subscribe and maybe even slash that like button while you're there. Until next time,